I'm joined now by Justin Downs in Beijing. He is the president of Access Leisure Management. So, Justin, you are there in Beijing. Update us on what you've seen facility-wise so far. Any major challenges at this point, or any concerns about the snowmaking or Mother Nature?
No, I would say everything is well on track. I mean, the Chinese government has had a long time to prepare for this. The venues have been completed quite some time ago and have been hosting competitions and test events for a long period of time. Really, it's just a matter of beautification of the venues and testing them with spectators, testing them with the media, testing them with the athletes, and that all seems to have been going on quite well. Mother Nature seems to be cooperating so far. It's been a little bit warm around Beijing, but snowmaking did start on time in the Yanqing zone for the alpine ski venues on November 15. So they're making snow on the course right now. And up in Genting at the Genting Freestyle Park, there's actually a World Cup ski and border cross event there next week. So 30% of all snowmaking is already complete on the venue, with 2.5 months to go until the Olympic Games.
Well, you're talking about some of the test events. We know that there has been some test events for hockey, for example. What have organizers learned so far from having these events? Is it a matter of tweaking protocol, order? What's happening with that?
Well, these test events are exactly as it sounds. I mean, it's there to test all aspects. So we have the unique situation where we have to deal with COVID protocols. So those have been put to the test. They're testing the technology. In the case of hockey, they're testing the ice. They're testing the support systems, the medical response, as you referred to earlier. They're testing the scoreboards, the data systems, all of these things. And in this case, in the past week, they had a national competition with domestic athletes. They're all junior athletes, all under the age of 18, over a 5-day period at both hockey venues. And according to all reports, both from the athletes and the observers and the government side here in Beijing, everything went perfectly. So that's the purpose, is just to make sure there are no glitches.
Going back to COVID, we know that there have been just a few cases with athletes, particularly with the luge competition. Do you think we'll see anything change as far as teams from other countries arriving much sooner to quarantine and acclimate? What was learned from the Tokyo Games, for example, when it comes to COVID and controlling athletes and COVID protocols?
Well, I think, certainly there were a couple of cases or expected cases in the luge event. My understanding is that everything was treated very quickly and efficiently. It's all about tracing and identifying who they will have come in contact with. So isolation and quick isolation and rapid testing was the key to making sure that it didn't jeopardize the schedule of the event. I do think that we will see more cases when more teams arrive, both for test events and for the games. But I think China's very well prepared and has a very strong system in place to make sure that it can, one, avoid any potential risk of it spreading around other athletes and other members. And they have a very quick reaction time to ensure that they can deal with things as they pop up. So I think in Tokyo, it was good for people to see. There was perhaps a little bit relaxed in some cases. I don't think China will be relaxed at all. They will be very vigilant about making sure that all systems are at 100% high alert.
Justin, we have a couple of seconds left, about 30 seconds left. We know that China in recent years has really tried to grow winter sports, especially with its youth programs with young hockey players, young skaters and skiers. What kind of excitement are you seeing there among regular people, and what kind of boost will they give just watching the games, the people who live there in China just learning to grow up with winter sports?
Well, even before the Olympics came up as a topic, winter sport was on people's radar. Certainly, the Olympics has shine a very strong light on it. It's nationally recognized. Everywhere you go, it's on the news. It's in the newspapers. But really, the biggest thing is that the government is very heavily promoting, certainly through the school system. So just the fact that it's being picked up by the physical education programs to almost every single school around the country kind of demonstrates how important it will be to the future in China for lifestyle, leisure, and entertainment. Chinese athletes will perform phenomenally at this Olympics, and I think it not only will surprise Chinese people, will surprise the rest of the world. And I think, as we know, Chinese people adore their celebrities and their athletes, and I think it's once we see this success, I think we're going to see a huge movement at all levels into winter sport of all disciplines.